Hi everyone, Kevin Benison of Notice Training here, back with video 5 out of the 5 video series of lifting operations and lifting equipment regulations, or LOLER 1998, just an explanation of some of the key requirements in there. So if you've missed any of the previous videos, do go back and take a look. Any of the videos that may be helpful to you, they're all up on our channel and page, so take a look at those. Today I'm going to be covering proper planning as required within LOLER Regulation 8, Organisation of Lifting Operations. So we kind of discussed this briefly back on the first video, appropriate supervision, which very much links to this. I'd like to highlight the importance of this and how it really connects with that appropriate supervision. Just reminding you again of what the regulation requires. So Regulation 8 requires that every employer shall ensure that when carrying out a lifting operation with the lifting equipment, that it's properly planned by a competent person, appropriately supervised, and carried out in a safe manner. Quite simply then, if you think about each of those elements, now that's a very short regulation, but perhaps the most fundamental regulation for users within LOLER. So quite simply, proper planning plus appropriate supervision equals safe lifting operation in most cases. If we think about the importance then, well, proper planning of course is of extreme importance and done by a competent person. You plan that lift effectively, then you've got to ensure that it's going to be carried out that way. That's where the appropriate supervision kicks in. And if you're then ensuring that it's been supervised to be carried out in accordance with how that's been planned, and it's been properly planned as LOLER requires by a competent person, it will then be carried out safely. Now, on the other hand, let's say you make a mistake in terms of planning. The appointed person makes a mistake. When we all make mistakes, we're human beings. And that's about where teamwork comes in. So this is where I strongly emphasise, and I also said this in video 1, about the importance of the supervisor having that practical experience so that when they're on the job, they're able to identify as well whether or not the methods that have been laid out in the plan are actually suitable, or indeed if there are any changes. So the supervisor is a two-way thing. On one way, they're making sure that the lifting operation is carried out in accordance with the plan, and the other way, if there are any problems or changes or any mistakes, that they don't allow the lifting operation to carry on and get to an unsafe position. They stop that, then report back to the appointed person or the management. Of course, the appointed person would be the first point of contact, the person planning the lift. So it's extremely important. I tend to say to appointed persons, whatever you do, make sure you got a good, practically experienced and knowledgeable crane supervisor. They are like a soft pillow. Not literally, but they will help you sleep at night. It really helps if you are to make a mistake and you know that the person that's going to be overseeing that lift the next day, that if there's a problem, they're going to stop the lift and they're going to get back in touch. That gives you some great peace of mind. So just think about that. So as I say, yeah, do those both things and then the lift will likely be carried out in a safe manner. So thinking about competent person, what is competent? Well, LOLER in the ACOP says that the person planning the lifting operation must have the adequate or the necessary practical and theoretical knowledge and experience of planning lifting operations. So that's fairly clear. Again, that's appropriate to whatever the lifting operation is. And it's unlikely that you're going to get a person that's competent for planning every lifting operation. There's just such a huge variety of lifting operations with many different types of equipment, many different environments, many different loads, so many factors that change, that vary how the lifting operation is. But you'll have people who have areas of expertise, and it's best if they are planning lifts within their area of expertise. And of course, you get people that get brought into the AP role and they have no lifting experience. Is that ideal? Is that suitable? Well, the ACOP says the person planning the lift must have the necessary practical and theoretical knowledge and experience for planning the lift. So I think that says a lot. And then also just something that's helpful in terms of competence. There's an acronym used for competence, and that acronym is SKATE. S-K-A-T-E. And what that stands for is skills, knowledge, attitude, training, experience. A couple of things that often get overlooked. Skills. Now, you may have somebody, or say a couple of people, they've got the same experience, the same kind of duration, they've done similar lifting operations, they may also have the same knowledge, they've done the same sort of training courses. However, their skills differ, because each of our minds work in different ways. Our mind is very unique to us, and we'll have different skills and attributes. So it may be that even two people with the same skills, same knowledge and experience, that one is better at a particular type of lifting operation and another is better at, it might be that one is better at construction site type operations and one is better when it comes to dealing with clients, perhaps like Network Rail, for example, these kind of things. So they'll have different skills. Also, attitudes. That's a big thing when it comes to competence. You can have somebody that knows what they're doing, they've got great experience, they've been trained, and they're very skillful, but actually they just don't have the ideal attitude for carrying out things in the manner that's best. That could be, laziness, it could be the place in life that they're at, there could be things going on, it could be that they've got a negative attitude towards the organisation, and that could be a problem too. So just think about that kind of thing as well. Now, in terms of the ideal person for the role, if you like, I've often said, for somebody who is planning lifter operations, for me, the ideal mix is somebody with the practical experience, they're knowledgeable, and they've got the personal attributes to be able to effectively manage and lead and communicate with other people. As we know, and I'm sure you can relate, there are people often moved into supervisory and managerial roles and they really do not have the skill set currently. That doesn't mean to say they never can. They're not gifted with the skill set to effectively manage and lead and inspire and motivate people and communicate effectively. These are all soft skills, things that we do not see. So often we don't get trained on them. So that's something that I very much help organisations and individuals with, and we do it notice training as well, and we'll be including that in some of our upcoming training packages. So think about that, and that's very important. To be able to communicate effectively with others, just think about it this way. We generally think in images and movies, if you like. So it's not words that tend to go through our mind as in visually. Now we hear these voices, this inner dialogue in our mind that seems to be constantly going for many people, but we think in images and movies. And when you're carrying out a lifting operation, or when you plan a lifting operation, you almost see that happening in your mind. And the real skill with communication is being able to project that by means of words and effective communication into the minds of others, so they now have a similar image that matches, is close to matching yours. And that often falls down, and you'll hear phrases like, you know what I mean, and then you wonder why things don't get done in the way that you initially intended. So that's a real skill. So the ideal person for me is having that mix. Organisations often do not teach that, they do not mentor, and often it doesn't even occur that it's a thing. And it is a big thing. We all know this. We know some people who are people, they're good people managers, and we know some people who are brilliant technical people, but they're a technical pain in the ass because they struggle to deal with people. And leaders as well. Somebody who is an effective leader. Now, leaders are not dictators. It's not the same thing. You do not get the same results by dictating as what you will do leading. True leaders empower other people and help them become leaders too. So they help them grow, and bear in mind that whenever you're helping somebody elevate their place in life, you're always learning and growing yourself, so you're always moving up. And this is very important within lifting operations. Like I say, we probably have come across somebody that they go, yeah, I've done a 4-day course and I'm now an appointed person, so my word is law. And they'll say, that you're doing that because I'm the AP. Well, okay. Of course, people won't allow it to get to an unsafe situation, but you end up where people are sitting around and saying, well, he's the AP, he said that's the way we're doing it, and we can't do it that way, so we'll just wait to see what he says again. Which is not effective. Good leaders will say, what do you guys think? How can we improve this? Get the feedback of the people doing the job. They're the best qualified generally on doing the job because they're doing the job. So that's really important. Anyway, there's a lot to it. Didn't get into the technical elements of it. Really for video length, of course. I could go on and on and on and on and on about that. As anybody who knows me knows I can do about just about anything. But I really hope you've enjoyed the series. We do obviously cover a lot more in all the technical elements on planning, supervising, things about thorough examination, strength and stability, and indeed lifting persons. These are the topics we've covered on the videos. But I really hope you've enjoyed the video series. And of course, leave some comments and follow us on our page and channel so you can get more videos in the future. And I'll look forward to hearing from you and speaking with you again. Have a great day. Bye for now.